Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery, and this is today's 5-Minute Friday, something you can do in the garden or in the house, all to do with plants and horticulture. So this one is nice and simple, but it really does pay off. And it's kind of a video I've done before, and you can do it in lots of time of the year, but a lot of people forget that they can do it this time of year. So what I've got here is a viburnum. So we're top dressing this shrub basically. It doesn't matter what shrub it is. If you're growing a shrub in a pot, you can save yourself so much time by top dressing it. Top dressing basically is, if we zoom in here, you can see the surface of this compost. The fact that this plant is not in a decorative pot really doesn't matter. But you can see around here there's a few sort of weed seeds coming where the birds or the wind has dropped some weeds in here. Now what we don't want to do is for them to take hold basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to weed it, and then we're going to top dress it. And the top dressing is basically putting something on top of here to stop the weeds taking hold. It also holds moisture, so it helps with that, especially in the summer. But it really does stop, it makes a massive difference. It stops weeds taking hold and landing, and they're always easier to get out of the top dressing than they will the actual compost. So the first thing we do is basically weed it very slightly. Now that's going to be unbelievably hard to see on video. I think you all know what weeding looks like, but basically I'm just picking them out. We're hoping to get the roots. These are tiny little weed seeds, but of course tiny weeds turn into big weeds, and you can see with the ease that I'm taking this off that it's so easy to do. You can even just scrape the surface off, which will bring the weeds with it, and just discard this loose surface. Okay, so we're looking for a nice clean surface to end up with, and you'll see I'm just pulling back this plant. I've obviously handled plants for, well, basically all my life. That doesn't hurt it at all, really doesn't hurt it. So what you can do is just sort of scrunch it together, and you can get to the compost and then just release it. And you can see this viburnum's ready to burst into colour at the beginning of next year. Lovely white perfumed flowers. I love this viburnum tinus. Right, so I'm going to top dress with this gravel. You can top dress with so many things. Bark, gravel, they're the traditional ones to do. You can get recycled tyres, you can get all sorts of stuff to top dress. I've even seen people top dressing with sort of making their own with old cardboard and all sorts of stuff, but the traditional, and I think what looks really nice, is the gravel. So what you'll find is it really sets the plant off. So I'm just going to pour it, I'm still holding the plant like that, just going to pour it over the surface, and I'm going to put quite a deep layer almost all the way up to the top. So as opposed to compost where we don't put it to the top, this obviously doesn't hold water, so it's not going to impede you watering at all. And if you can imagine, if this was in a decorative pot, it really does set the plant off. And when we do shows and things like that, we'll often top dress plants that we've got in pots, because it makes so much difference. Glass house behind me is falling down. I don't know what happened there. We'll have a look in a second. So it's just like that, and you can see from the finished, it actually looks better as well. It looks much nicer, but this is going to stop the weeds getting in, or certainly will reduce the amount of weeds that can get in, and any that do, you'll just be able to pick them straight out, because they're going to try and set root into this gravel as opposed to where the roots for the plant are. So it's as simple as that, and you can do it with pretty much every plant that you grow in a pot. No exceptions, so it can make all the difference. So if you've got a few plants that you grow on the patio that you want to do this with, then get outside, get yourself some gravel or some bark, and start top dressing. As always with the videos, any questions at all, get in contact. We're here to help. See you soon.